Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Friday Night Smackdown. I, Tony Schiavone, Joey Styles, and Corey Graves here. And today on Friday Night Smackdown, we don't know what we're going to see here today on Friday Night Smackdown. Well, I can tell you one thing. Tony Schiavone says it's snowing again today, and it's laying. That's right, Joey Styles said. It is snowing today, Tony. It is laying, too. And we do got something good here today on Friday Night Smackdown. You got that right, Tony and Joey. You know, hopefully we're going to see a good match here today. You know, hopefully someone is going to do something good here today. And I believe we got Jed Jaguar here. Well, he's got the same bind. And to tell you the truth, Corey Graves said Jed Jaguar's Bandai doll and Playmate doll has the same bind. Neither of them can stand up. Would you stop saying that, Tony Schiavone says, saying that his Bandai doll and his Playmate dolls can't stand up? Well, I guess it is true, Joey Styles said. Both the Bandai and Playmate Jed Jaguar dolls can't stand up. But there's no need to be guilting and shaming him over that, or scathing him over it. Alright, Jed Jaguar says. What kind of name that is? I mean, I look like Dustin Thunder Lager. You know. So, anyway, I'm here today on Friday Night Smackdown because I think that the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings should be on stake here today. And I think that Seth Rollins would have a good time fighting me. Well, Jed Jaguar is the only Toho self who was only in one Godzilla film. He was in only one Godzilla live show that Toho also did along with Bandai. But that's it. I mean, but don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. You are a good follower of the 401 Bonds of Good, even though you only showed up in one Godzilla film, and you want to have a match for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. Am I right? Yeah, you're right, Seth Rollins. I mean, you're being the fightingest TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter that we had in some time. So why don't you think that we can do it right here today on Friday Night Smackdown? Well, I know it's still morning, not really evening or night yet, but it will be noon soon. Yeah, I'm thinking so, Jed Jaguar. I think that it would be great, to wrestle you, to fight you for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. And, yeah, we can go do that now. This is for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. First, he is Jaguar. And he is the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter, Seth Rollins. Ding. Well, is Seth Rollins going to, wrestle in that clothing? He looks more like he's going to a business meeting than having a wrestling match, Tony Schiavone says. And Seth Rollins just drop kicked and then body slammed Jed Jaguar, the toy, the Playmates offshoot, not the Bandai one. Well, I can tell you one thing, Joey Styles says. No one really cares what he's clothed as. As long as he's having a wrestling match, that's all it's needed. And right now, Seth Rollins just got kneed in the leered and then knocked down again by Jaguar, who by mishap or by mistake knocks down the fight keeper, the fight lord, Tony Schiavone says. Well, I could tell you one thing right now, Joey Styles says. I tell you one thing right now, Corey Graves says. Someone keeps coming over all the time to see where the wise speaker South Pack is before they have to take it off. And Jaguar just knocked Seth Rollins right out of the ring now. And Corey Graves says, now here comes the the Playmates take on the Bandai take, and both of them, neither of them can stand up in the ring, and neither of them would be good. I don't think Jaguar would be a good TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. Not that he's not a man-like being, not that we, because I don't think he'd be good at it. Oh! 1, 2, 3, a body slam, and Seth Rollins is back in the ring now. And keep in mind, Corey Graves says, one came from Ollie's, the other one came from Big Lots, Corey Graves says. Neither of them were worth really that much. Would you stop saying that one came from Ollie's, one came from Big Lots, and that means they weren't worth a lot? Because I here to tell you, I believe that that Ollie's would have sold him lesser than what Big Lots would have sold him for, Tony Schiavone says. Though we're not talking about what shop we bought him from. Jaguar just got curb stomped by Seth Rollins, who got bought from Big Lots, beating Jaguar, who got bought from Ollie's. Tony Schiavone said, yes he does. Yes he does, Joey Styles said. We gotta get the 1, 2, 3 here. Yeah, watching a Big Lots watching one doll from Big Lots beating another doll from Ollie's, Corey Graves. Ain't that great? 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner, and still the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter, Seth Rollins. Well, Seth Rollins has beat Jaguar here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And he is still the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. But we don't take anything away, from Jaguar, because at the end of the day, he did put in the fight. But I guess his fight just was not enough. But I think it was a great match. Oh, me too, says Tony Schiavone. I think it was a great match. It was a great fight too, between Seth Rollins and Jaguar, for saying his name right or not, Joey Styles said. I can tell you one thing right now, Tony, and right now, Joey. Jaguar, alright, I'll give him that. He's an alright wrestler, alright fighter. But he can never stand up in a ring and falls down. And Seth Rollins, sooner or later, him being a fighting heavyweight, TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter, it's going to put him in a bind one day. Either getting wounded or getting ill or whatever. Or sick, I don't know. But it's good to see how long that's going to last for. Alright, Corey Graves says. We're going to take it away now. We got Jonathan Coachman now. Thank you, Tony Schiavone and Joey Styles. I'm going to be talking with Jaguar here today on Friday Night Smackdown. Jaguar, it seems that it did not quite go the way you wanted it to go. No, it did not, Jonathan Coachman. It didn't go good at all. At the end of the day, I truly believed that I was going to be the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. But sadly, I guess it just was not my day. But I don't see this as a bad thing. If I put in the time and I put in the work, I know that I will become the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter sometime. Well, Jaguar, it's good to see that losing has not, has not stopped you from still believing that you can win. Well, you can either take losing something one or two ways. One, you can see it as a bind and give up, or you can see it as a dare, something to work to. And I choose to see losing as something to help me work up to, meeting my goal. Alright, that's my talk with Chad Jaguar. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Joey Styles. Thank you, Jonathan Coachman, for talking with Chad Jaguar here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And that's all the time we got here for Friday Night Smackdown. I, Tony Schiavone, Joey Styles, and Corey Graves, we hope you liked Friday Night Smackdown, and we'll see you tomorrow for Rampage or Ram Through.